What is up, guys? Welcome to another video. So this one is one I've been wanting to work with for a while, not necessarily because of the context, but just to get these POV drive style videos back on the channel. I'm currently out running some errands. It's been quite a bit of time since the last time I got to do a video for you guys, and it has been quite eventful, honestly, since the last time I got to do videos for you guys. My side splitters appear to be lost in the mail. I built a new PC that went horribly wrong, and we had a tornado hit my town. I probably could have gone if I'd guessed it. So yeah, we had a tornado hit, which was kind of scary. First time in my lifetime that we've had one close to home. I'm putting some pictures of it on screen now for you guys. It hit about 15 minutes away from my house, maybe about a few miles away from my home, and very scary stuff. It was a high-end EF1, so definitely could have been worse, but thankfully it wasn't. People get off their phone while they're driving, and people wouldn't get honked at quite so much. I don't understand why it's such a problem for people to be on their phone while they're driving. And now that guy's got to wait over it. That's crazy. So yeah, it's been an eventful last few weeks. And I apologize for not getting more content up. I've been really trying to not do filler videos, like just saying, oh, this is what's going on. Oh, this is what's going on. I want to do this with my car and stuff like that. I did those videos a lot back in the day, and they were some of my least favorite videos to make because I was trying to focus on an upload schedule, because the algorithm on YouTube is a very crazy thing. But I focused more on quality videos over quantity, and I figured a little bit of a POV drive wouldn't be too much pain to do something kind of fun out of. So kind of talk about some recent stuff we've done with the car, and I kind of want to give a little bit of an update on those parts. Did the GFB VTA blow-off valve a few weeks ago, and I really like it. I really didn't know if I was going to like it all that much. I kind of figured it was one of those things that maybe I kept on the car for a couple months and then took off. But so far, I'm actually really enjoying it. It's really fun. I haven't noticed any issues with it just yet. A lot of people complained about their DV Plus having tons of problems. So I was a little hesitant when I first bought it, but thankfully no issues to report right now with the VTA setup. I was on the Mark 7. What's up with that? I never see other ones out here. It's usually, ironically enough, Cobb County, Georgia is where I tend to see the majority of Mark 7s and stuff just riding around. And Atlanta, just in general, inside of the city. I went to a city to go try, I think it's like it was Duluth, I think, in Georgia, to go do a tasting for a caterer for my wedding, and we saw like 7 or 8 Mark 7s on the way there, and I was like, dude, what is up with this? Like, I never see this many out here. So yeah, the blow-off valve is really cool. I love it, and I've been pretty happy with it. It makes a really fun noise. Let's see if I can click it over into sport just to get it to hold RPMs. See, it makes a real fun noise. It makes a real fun noise. I have the spring not too loose, but not too tight. I went with kind of a medium setting. At least I think it's medium. Because I wanted it to be more Gretty Type S. But I think I failed at that a little bit. I think it's more just a really long, very high-pitched purge, which I do like. Like I said, it's pretty cool. I might tighten it up later and try to get more of a just sneeze more than an elongated kind of noise that it does. But it is now my fiance's favorite part in this car. She loves it. Anytime I get in the boost now, she starts giggling because she knows it's coming, and she just loves it. So definitely that is like a really cool thing, and so far I've had no problems with it, even on a hybrid turbo car like this one. So definitely, if it's something you want to try, go for it. Like I said, I haven't had any issues with it. I've had it on the car for like what, a month now, something like that. The next thing I did was the diffuser, and I really like this diffuser, guys. I really thought I was gonna be kicking myself for not buying the carbon fiber one but I've really just come to like the black. I think it works really well with this car. It's very stealthy. I don't have any carbon on the car yet. I'm working on that part later. So once I do, it might clash a little bit, but I think I'm happy that I went with the gloss black. It does get really dirty. I am gonna have to pay special attention to it when I wash the car now, but it does look really good, and I am very happy with it. I think some bigger exhaust tips might fit a little bit better, and I think that'd make me a little bit happier with the setup than I already am, but that's like one thing I need that like is so minute that I could deal with. I could even do that with my current setup. I don't have to change the exhaust setup for that. And then the tires. Now this one was one I was like really curious how this was gonna go, because the research on these tires, obviously I've been wanting to go 200 tread wear for a while just for the added grip. This car makes a lot of power. I wanted something that if I put my foot in it, it was gonna hook almost every single time. And so far, I've gotten that. Even in second gear, which has been this car's Achilles heel since going hybrid turbo, this thing hooks almost every time. It still spins the first couple of times you get on it, but once the tires get a little bit of heat in them, they start to hook up more and more, and to the point where it's like barely spinning in second. So definitely a really solid adjustment there, and a really solid tire choice there. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now with just those parts that I've installed in just the last few weeks. I'm very happy with it. I really hate I haven't gotten to do POVs in a while. I had to buy a new mount because I wanted to run the GoPro again, and the head cam is just so fickle, and I wanted to try a different view, a lower down view than the head cam, because I was sick and tired of hitting my head on the headliner and stuff and just causing unnecessary noise and stuff for you guys. And a lot of people have been recommending these neck mounts, which is what I'm wearing. I'm wearing a freaking necklace with a camera strap to it right now, pretty much. And everyone's running them now, like on TikTok and stuff. Everyone's like, oh, they're really good for POV videos and stuff like that. So it's like, you know what? I'll give it a try. So that is what I've gone and gotten. So yeah, that is that. I'm pulling up to pick up a prescription. So I'm going to go do that, and I will come back to you guys in a moment. Figured I'd take the long way home today, stretch this thing's legs a little bit. It has not moved much this week. It's only been 2 days though since last time I drove it. That is a very orange Yaris. You guys probably aren't gonna be able to see it. That is a very orange Yaris. It sounds like it's fluttering, but it's not. Like, I can tell it's not like a straight like turbo flutter, but it's so funny sounding sometimes, man. But yeah, there are still some things I'm gonna be getting for this thing pretty soon. Probably not like super soon, obviously, because that PC build kind of took up a little bit of more funds than I anticipated it taking up. But I do want to get the Mark 8 PCV on this car. I think that is like the probably biggest thing I need to take care of, and obviously some fresh plugs, because I am getting up there in terms of mileage on these not these stock plugs, but these Denso plugs. That was a lower Touareg. That was kind of cool. I was like trying to decide if I really wanted to comment on it, but I kind of like weird lowered wacky builds like that coming from one before this car. Yeah, if I actually go continue down this way, I'll actually come up on the tornado damage, but I'm not going that far out of my way today, when I would rather stay out of the emergency management's way while they work on that. Get that turbo spooling up a little bit more. Oh, little scrub. That is one thing. These tires scrub way worse than my my Michelin's ever did. And I think that's just because these Yokohamas have like a very thick sidewall in comparison to the Michelins. The Michelins are more like softer, like more rounded off sidewall. These Yokohamas are just square, and they are stiff from what it feels like. I will say the car's a lot more turn-in, which I really love. Maybe I'll try to find a way to demonstrate that here in this video. but it's so sharp. Like the turn-in is just so sharp, which is what a lot of the reviews really said about those tires. They have a really sharp turn-in, and that is something I really wanted. I really want a more balanced kind of driving profile. On the Michelins, especially once they got really worn out, like they were when I took them off the car. I don't remember how much I mentioned it in the last video where I had them mounted, but they were down to 132nd in the rear. Like they were super, super worn out. And so perfect timing to swap them out, I guess. But I had a lot of like rear end instability on those Michelins once they got worn out, obviously, which is kind of odd in a front wheel drive car. You don't really see that terribly often in front wheel drive. So that a little bit of an incident I had in autocross really kind of put me onto that. I really didn't notice it until then when it tried to spin out during autocross on a front wheel drive car, no less. What the heck is up with that? But I am certain now at this point that that's gone with these tires. These tires are so sharp and sticky that I don't think I have anything to worry about on that front of losing the rear end at all in any way, which is fine. I would prefer that, honestly. I'd prefer to just be very planted, very smooth through the corners, and just be able to take that up pretty hard. Of course, the real test will be in just a few weeks. I'm planning, keyword planning, on going to Wookiees in the Woods. I haven't actually even finalized anything yet on that front. I haven't gotten the reservation for an Airbnb yet or anything like that. Really lagging behind on that this year, but some of you may know I've talked about it very sparingly on YouTube, on this channel specifically. I've been going through some health stuff, and it's made it really difficult for me to want to travel long distances, and that includes the 3+ hours of the tail of the Dragon. It's just been really difficult for me the last few months. It's been a chronic thing for about 4 months now, and yeah, it's not been very fun. It was actually at its worst the day I did autocross in this car, was one of like during that first week or so of it, which was terrible. All right, we got some corners. I haven't driven this road in a while, so I'm not gonna push as hard as I would. Get a little bit of rub out of that front left. But you guys can see that the turn-in is just so good with these tires. I can't with the, dude. Yeah, like I said, a little bit of rub on that front left. I probably just need to stiffen up the dampers a tiny bit, because this scrubs every time I hit a bump, or if I take a right-hand turn specifically. Golly, okay, maybe I need to slow down a little bit. These bumps are really killing these tires. I'm not trying to shred them up, but you get the idea. They are very sharp turn-in, very, very like aggressive tires, and the car just feels like it's on rails. So I'm pretty happy with that. Like I said, I don't know this road super well, so I'm kind of just trying to be chill. But yeah, these tires have just been a game changer. I've been really happy with these tires, and I definitely think they're worth it, especially if you can get your suspension settings right to where they don't scrub like that. It is very, very aggressive fitment on these tires, very aggressive. Like, well, the wheels aren't even that aggressive. I can't even really say. I've had people comment, get some spacers, but this car isn't a show car. It's all about function, and unfortunately, having super aggressive fitment would probably cause extreme fender bite on these wheels, and I probably wouldn't have much of a fender to really talk about at that point, which is why I'm kind of keeping it where it's at. I may wind up adding some camber in the front to get around that. I don't want to add a lot of camber into it just because I don't want to have to replace these tires every single freaking like 6 months on just daily driving it, like let alone like actual track day stuff. I'm gonna watch it right here. Cops like to hide right up here. I'm gonna kick it back down a notch. Right here at this church, cops will sit there all the time out here, so. Let's see, I don't see them hiding up there right now though, but I'd rather not test my luck any more than I have to. Actually, left, so I'm gonna hit the blinker that way. Gosh, dang, this car's so fast. I'll go weeks without doing polls in this thing, and then I'll do one and I'll think I've got a rocket ship again. Goodness. I had to show off that speed 3. Gotta assert my dominance somehow, right? All jokes aside, I love speed 3s. Michael's had one. If you guys don't know who Michael is, check out some of my older videos and some of the newer ones too. He's in some of them. He's like my childhood best friend, and he's got a speed 3, and it is a blast. I can't throw shade at those cars. They are fantastic. They're so fun. One of my other friends, Hayden, I don't know if he still has it, but he had one. My friend Ron had one for a bit. They've been like probably one of the most common cars in our friend group. I feel like if me and Kason went and got speed 3s, it would just kind of complete some sort of prophecy in our friend group to just all have speed 3s at some point. Michael probably wouldn't mind that, honestly, but I'm not getting a speed when I have this, and I love this car probably more than I would love to owning a speed 3. I love driving them. I don't think I'd own one. But yeah, this thing is just so fun. I love this car so much. There have been times I've thought about going Gen 4, getting a newer Mark 8 or 8Y platform with that new Gen 4 engine in it. I can't bring myself to say goodbye to this thing. Even if the less money in an 8Y or a Mark 8R would outrun this car, I don't care. There's just something about the memories that have been built with this car over the last 3 years, and just the build itself, just doing this, that has made me love this car so much I can't say goodbye. And I think, honestly, if I do go Gen 4 anytime soon, 1, this will be paid off. 2, it'll have to be with it, because this car, I just can't get rid of it. I love it too much. But I think my next car is probably going to be VR6. I've talked about that a lot. My next build is going to be a VR6, and I am working towards that. The PC build really slowed me down on that, but that is my goal. My next goal with big money spending is going to be a VR6 platform. So here in Georgia, some gas stations have really good food. This is one of them. They do really good fried chicken here. And because I'm autistic, that is kind of the thing. So I'm gonna go get me some of that. I'm gonna wrap this video up. Thank you all so much for joining me on this short little cruise and just kind of yap sesh. I really appreciate all of you, and I'll see you guys later.